Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chris Holt, and today I'm going to be talking about sorted versus CarTrek and which one I think is better. So if you're new here, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments down below what your take is on the rivalry between these two, and just like that, let's get right into the video. Alright, now for some of you guys, I'm sure you're just totally confused out of your mind. What the heck is CarTrek and what the heck is sorted? So I'm going to break it down for you guys in just a little quick snapshot. But if you haven't seen these, make sure to go check them out. So CarTrek you can see on Tavarish's YouTube channel, and sorted you can see on Rob Ferretti's YouTube channel called Super Speeders Rob. Both of them have a large presence in the YouTube game. Rob has been around for quite a while, Super Speeders Rob's been around for a while, and kind of same with Tavarish. Now for me, I've been watching Super Speeders Rob for a longer time, and I like the challenges and certain things that he does on his channel, because he kind of has the money to back it versus Tavarish building cars a lot. So, CarTrek, what is it? CarTrek is between Ed Bullion of VinWiki, Tyler Hoover of Hoovy's Garage, and Freddie Hernandez of Tavarish, and they all go out and the three of them do Top Gear style challenges between themselves and their certain cars. So they've already done 2 seasons. The first season was cars cheaper than a C8 Corvette, used exotics cheaper than a C8 Corvette, and then the second season was the most depreciated supercars. And so they've come out and already had a pretty great showing on these 2 seasons. I could tell the first one maybe got off to a little bit of a rough start as they weren't sure where they were going, but as it went on through the season and second season, they truly nailed it. Second season was miles better than the first one because they truly felt more like a unit together. Almost like what Jeremy, James, and Richard have in Top Gear and the Grand Tour. These guys are really putting it together, and I like what they're doing. And in fact, they're coming up and making a CarTrek Season 3. That's going to be out during Christmas time, and of course, stick around. I'm going to be doing a bunch of coverage on that. I didn't get as much coverage as I would have liked to for CarTrek Season 2 because I was gone and away, but know that I'm going to be filming my reactions, my reviews, and a bunch of that for CarTrek Season 3. So if that interests you guys, please stick around, leave a like on this video, let me know in the comments down below what you want to see for CarTrek Season 3, and subscribe if you haven't already. So what is sorted? Well, it's Rob Ferretti, Matt Farah, and Amelia Hartford. All 3 have their own big YouTube channels, and they go out and they test a bunch of project cars. Basically, in the past, Rob Ferretti or Super Speeders Rob has gone and done what he called project car challenges with the likes of Rob Dahm and That Dude in Blue and stuff like that, and brought their cars, their modified cars, out to the track. And you know, Rob's Corvette, twin-turbo Corvette, blew up on the track, or had a fire, and a bunch of these things, and it was always to get Rob Dahm's RX-7, which if you haven't seen it, was unveiled at SEMA, and is a super cool car. I don't know if it's quite out on the road and running all sorted yet, hence the name sorted. They want to see if these project cars are sorted. Now to be fair, Season 1 of Sorted has not fully aired yet. I'm doing this before it has, but it's a really cool season, it seems like, so far, and a great concept. So everyone builds their own cars, like this is in the past, and you submit your car to them to say, hey, I think my car is sorted. I think it's reliable, I think it's fast, in a drag strip, on the road course, on the street, everything. So they take other people's random cars that submit to them that think that their car is reliable and awesome on the road. So they do that, and they put them against each other, and they have this big scoreboard, and at the end they're going to be going against some hypercars, and it's East versus West. So it'll be kind of cool to see how this season turns out. Alright, so you guys know how I've related CarTrek to kind of like Top Gear. If there's something to take away from Sorted, at least from what we know right now, I'm going to say it's almost similar to like America's Got Talent or The Voice. Now I know it's totally different, but it has the same sort of concept. Guys with cars or people that know how to sing versus guys that have cars that think that they're really well built. Take them and prove their skills or prove their car throughout a series of challenges, moving up through the ranks, beating certain cars, and taking them out. Now, why do I like Sorted so much? Now, it's super early on in Sorted. They've only done, they've only maybe filmed one season, maybe not even fully finished that side yet, but all we've seen is 2 episodes from the East side of it, and then they have West, and then the winner of each of those goes up against a bunch of hypercars supposedly in the final, which I'm super excited to hear about and watch this as it goes on. So what I really like about this is they take a bunch of cars, anywhere from a Toyota Supra to a Lexus IS300, which I know are essentially the same thing, to a 2200 horsepower Dodge Viper, to a heavily modified S2000, and just about everything in between. An Audi RS3 with a bunch of power. Now these are just the cars that we know from the East. We don't even know any of the cars from the West. Unless I do a little bit of digging, you can find a couple of Easter eggs here and there from perspective Instagrams and certain things like that if you do a little bit of background. But it's super cool to see all of these, and it's like they take your car. Say you have, me, I have my Camaro. Now, no way in heck would it go against any of these because, it's maybe making 350 crank horsepower with all my modifications and stuff to it. Maybe. So I know it's not going to compete in that, but if I was to send it there, I think it would do relatively well on the reliability side. Not so much on the race course side, or the drag racing, or a lot of that. The streetable, it would be pretty good. Well, it's really loud. So it would probably be pretty crappy. Now, all of these owners have their own tasteful way of doing things, obviously, like seats and certain things like that. You get a big guy like Matt Farah and a smaller person like Amelia Hartford. They all have to fit in these cars. And it's going off of what the owner thought was a great car to build. Now, I'm not done with the Camaro build or anything like that, but if I were, and let's say it had big horsepower and I think it could compete with supercars and hypercars, yeah, maybe I might send it in and try this. But it's really interesting seeing, at least breaking down the idea that they have to see who has the most well-built car in their stable. It'd be really interesting to see how it goes with the street tests done and the car introductions from the East right now. I think next is they take them to the track, then they do drag strips, I believe 60 to 130 times, and a bunch of things like that that will all add up to a high score. Now for me, I really like that 2200 horsepower Viper. Looks mental, sounds mental, the sequential gearbox, super cool. Like the S2000 is a standout to me, I really like those cars. There's a bunch of really cool things that come out of Sorted. Now, flip-flop back to CarTrek. I love the 3 guys. Tavarish, Ed Bolian, and Tyler Hoover. All great dudes that are hilarious. They take on the less serious, like the Sorted guys, and make it funny and like Top Gear-esque. Something that a ton of people can watch. Now, I think Sorted is a lot for the true car enthusiasts. They will know what the heck they're talking about, but if you showed this to a random guy off the edge of the street, it might be a little hard for them to comprehend what 2200 horsepower is. And, all of these crazy modifications that these guys have done to their cars. Versus CarTrek, they're saying, oh, these are the most depreciated supercars, or these supercars or exotics are cheaper than a C8 Corvette, but this is what they can do. And they do the funny things like, what do you think all the 3 owners do? Things like that. That maybe if you haven't really seen or know much about cars, you'd think that CarTrek was better and funnier and likely more to get a subscription and continue watching that. But if you're the true car guy, you might really like Sorted and want to see more of that. So, that's kind of where they are right now. What does the future hold for both? Well, I'm hoping Sorted can go on and do multiple seasons and take winners from both East and West and maybe some runner-ups and throw them in like next year after they decide to add certain modifications and stuff. And I hope more and more participants get added and more people decide that they want to throw their cars at it. Now, I wouldn't be good on that. My cars wouldn't be good, but there are a lot of people that I know that have some high dollar cars, some really nice builds, really fast builds and stuff like that, that would be really cool to see go compete against some other really high horsepower, well sorted cars. It'd be interesting to see. You get a winner this year. Hopefully they can do it again. And then they get a winner. And keep adding up some winners. And then they go against each other. That would be some really cool content that I could see continue happening and happening and happening. Like I said, it's early on in this season and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how far they get, what the viewer retention is, and how well it does for these guys. 'Cause it's obviously a big budget operation to get people to come super far away and then film all this and do all that. So that's my thought on Sorted. I think it's a really, really cool series, and I really want to see them succeed and continue to do it. I think they will, and I'm super excited and happy about that. Now, as far as CarTrek, I think they have proven that it's working, you know, getting 1,000,000+ hits on most of their videos. And so, like, I think they're going to continue doing this, and I love it. At first, maybe I thought, but then it just got so much better. And I'm really excited to see, you know, the Christmas special, what that's going to be, you know, what the stuff they're going to start doing. Because I know Top Gear side did a lot more, I don't want to say crappy cars, but crappy cars, cheap cars. Whereas so far it seems like they've been pretty high dollar cars that they've done, you know, $60,000 cars, and then maybe $30,000 or less dollar cars. It'll be interesting to see, does that trend continue and cut in half again? Is it, you know, $15,000 cars max? Like, what is the thing? I know a couple months back during heavy lockdown and quarantine, VinWiki did a thing, what car would you buy for X amount of dollars? I don't know, they can continue doing that. I don't know. I like CarTrek. They have a lot of different opportunities, and I'm excited to see where they will take it. I'm hoping they continue as well. And like I say, both are huge. Started in 2020, which is crazy to think, but I'm really excited to see where that takes them and the creators. And I hope we can just continue, move on through 2020, into 2021, and even beyond. Alright guys, there you have it. That's my thoughts on CarTrek versus Sorted. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and if you like this video, please make sure to give a thumbs up and like this video. Also subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to hit 75 subscribers by the end of the year. That'd be huge for me. I would really appreciate that. If you haven't seen some of my other videos, go ahead, check them out. I've done a couple videos on CarTrek already. Sorted is just getting started. If you guys want me to do more videos on that as it goes down the road, let me know in the comments down below as well. And I do a bunch of content on my cars. I got a 2010 Chevy Camaro and a 2002 Subaru WRX, and I'm looking to do a bunch more content with that coming up in the near future. Got a couple really good videos coming out later this week. And just like that, if you guys like this video, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.